Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome back to Galactic Civilizations for Warlords and our playthrough as the Mimots. And here we are in this very small, tiny part of the galaxy. Over here is our empire, and it seems like we have an entire sector to ourselves. We have yet to find even one other single species so far, but that is both good and bad. It is good because we have lots of space to expand and gather up and basically become as strong as possible, but it's bad because we have yet to research Universal Translator, and this is actually holding us back quite a bit. So I think once Space Elevators is done, we will go ahead and research Universal Translators, and that is because we need access to the market. We have a lot of stuff that we're starting to bank up, and we need the money. We need the money because we have a bunch of planets to settle, but our leaders, frankly, they're trash. Mimot leaders are trash. They're just garbage. So yeah, but we're gonna have to make do and try to find the best leaders as possible so that we can get access to the market. That'll allow us to sell stuff to make money, and then we can use that money to get the resources that we need to build up some of the key infrastructure that we're looking for. So all of that done, let's go ahead and send it forward, see where we end up. Okay, there's our space elevators. We're angling towards Razar's lift. That is something that we can build. We've got our 2 more colony ships coming out. Let's keep all of the scientists and lose everybody else. Choose a new tech. We're going to go ahead for Universal Translator. I hate it. We're going to lose out on a little bit of culture. Now, the worlds that we need to settle, we've got all of these worlds here, but I think the plan was to send them over to Zergonmon because Zergonmon will become a core world, and it might need the support of these the colonies nearby. Now, we also have this class 5 core world that will help out, so let's go ahead and settle him. That'll help out Fen just that little bit and send you off to Zergmon, and we might need some more colony ships in the near future. Now, Razar's Lift. Where do we want to build Razar's Lift? I think this is going to be our science planet, so it's not going to be here. It might, in fact, be somewhere on this planet, and we would like a big Razar's Lift. It has plus 5% manufacturing per level, so we want it to get big. Base 10% manufacturing, plus it also gives 3 manufacturing adjacency. So 3 manufacturing and military. I would really like it here, but I actually think something like here would be best. That plus 4. But we can't actually build manufacturing tiles on these 2 tiles, so maybe it's actually best right here, even though it's a plus 3. And then maybe we can think about even moving the generator back over this way for a little bit of extra manufacturing. I kind of like that idea. That's not a bad idea. Let's see. If we put it here, we're only getting a plus 2, and it really should be a plus 3. Why is that? Yeah, there's a minus 1 to manufacturing on this tile. I see. I really do want a big Razars if we go for Razars. I think we might have to move this planetary generator. All right, I think the place to build it is here. Let's say we get Razars down here. We move the planetary generator, maybe even the supply depot. We get a bigger Razars, but you know what? I'm happy if we just have it. We will let the thulium extractor finish, and who knows, maybe there's like spaceports or something that we can jam down here instead of down here. Move the generator, make this our sort of production center. But yes, we'll let that finish. That also means that on Fen, we can probably swap over to supply ships. Now, the nice thing about being Mimots is that we get 2 of every ship, so supply ships will go even further. Galtria is now going to start up as well. Its supply production. We would like our supply depot, think like here, to give adjacency to this military. Here's probably better in the short term. In fact, they're both fine. Let's put it down here. Starport's going to go here. All of our research is going to fill up the rest of the planet, and we should be good. Now, we're stuck on normal taxes for the moment. If we went down to low taxes, we'd be losing a lot of money, but we would be doing research a little bit faster. I think we're good to stay where we are for now. Probably one of these planets is bringing us down a little bit. 82% approval on this planet. I think we were checking with this constructor to see if maybe there's some more resources over here. But there is Universal Translator giving us access to open borders, exploration treaties, culture districts, heritage centers, lots of good stuff, but mostly it opens up some options. For our next tech, we might go for hyperwave radio. Armed shuttles, I think, is something we greatly need. Subspace streaming, however, is very important if we want to move out, and the extra ship range is really, really good. I think it's subspace streaming. There's a black hole over here. No antimatter nearby. How far can we stray from this Durantium? A fair ways. Let's see if we can maximize this. We would really love to get this Prometheon online. We would really love to get... I mean, there's so much that we would love to get. Our planets are under threat. Looks like we've got some pirates inbound. We do have a couple constructors, but they're safe in the starbase. And our colony ships are heading in the opposite direction, so that's all fine. A group of Thorian scientists are attempting to discover if the laws of physics are the same across all of reality or if there can potentially be local differences in the universe constants that control everything. To study this, they plan to build an academy on a new world, but from our conversation, it becomes clear that they're also seeking a sponsor for this work. If we build this academy for them, they will gladly settle on our world instead. What should we do? We want to build this academy. Build a Thorian academy. Yes. What does this do? That's a new one. I haven't seen that before, but it sounds sciencey. Thorian Academy. Research +2, research 2%. Does cost 5 Prometheon, so that will take some doing, but we will get it done for sure. Okay, that's not bad at all. I like that one. Are you guys a threat? No casualties, total loss. We should probably fight them before we invest too much time into this scanning. Let's go ahead and do it. You can't quite reach. Wow, 2 damage, huh? Okie dokies. Oh, baby, jackpot. Get nice and close to this black hole. I don't think there's anything else. We do have one more move. I'm not going to be greedy. I'm happy with 2 antimatter and another Durantium. That's value. Mining starbase it is. Boom. Let's get the mining drones. We're going to need some tech pod hives as well. We have some amazing starbases that are going to get so much resources for us. And now that we have access to the bazaar, we can solve our money problems. We also want hypersilicates. So here we go. Sell off Durantium and sell off an antimatter. Thulium. Buy up 3 of these. We're going to need those for Khazar's mainframe, and we're going to need a Prometheon as well. And that's mostly all of our cash. Can we buy a tech pod hive? We really want to buy up tech pod hives if we can. So let's plant down some buildings, and then we'll decide where we go from there. Now, Khazar's mainframe, of course, we want to be huge, and the biggest Khazar I see that we can get is probably here on this +3. Then we surround it by things. We need a Prometheon for that. Oh, Khazar is 3 and a Prometheon. So we're going to need 5 Prometheon there. We're going to need 3 there. Let's say we need 4 in the short term, 5 in the long run. Something like that. I don't think we need Durantium immediately, and we have a lot of Durantium, so we'll just sell off everything. Sell off that antimatter. Sell off the Thulium. We are going to buy 1 tech pod, as that won't take too long to get our investment back. If we look at our space stations, we've got 2 Durantium there. 2 Durantium and a Thulium, but I think this is by far our best bet at making money. Antimatter and Durantium. So let's go ahead and plop that down as well. That's going to bring us up to 0.4, which means every 3 turns, we're going to get 1 and a bit of each of these, which is very good. Very, very good indeed. Won't take too long at all to pay for itself. Let's keep going. Okay, no casualties. Hopefully we don't lose too much HP. We almost died, so that's going to slow us up a little bit. Let's give you some extra HP, huh? And we're going to need to put you down for repairs. Unfortunately, as much as I would love to just leave you here scanning, let's play it safe. Send you back to Fen. Subspace streaming soon. We may consider, depending on what becomes available, send out some more colony ships. But I don't think there were any really tasty worlds out there that we're really looking for. Our probe still needs to discover. We have Sigma class 30. Precursor quarantine. We require precursor studies. And a class 21 with tech pod hives. Not bad. Not bad. A little bit outside of our reach right now, but we will see. All right, subspace streaming is done. +1 moves, extra ship range, all good things. Let's see what comes up here. We might, in fact, go for... Of these, I don't love these choices. I think it's time for armed shuttles or hyperwave radio. I kind of like the idea of hyperwave radio. Space doctrine gives us an extra policy slot, and I think we should get armed shuttles as well. But let's go for space doctrine. Floaty, the tastiest governor of Galtria 2, has done a poor job of setting up a justice system. We can't send help. This is their problem to deal with. -2 and +3 crime. Now, can Floaty take a hit to his his loyalty? I don't love it. Minus crime and extra control, though. Investigate signs of crime and corruption, starting with the inept governor. I think we have to do this. Bad event, but we'll do it. Floaty the tastiest. And here's our colony ship arriving in Zergmon space. Now we need to find some planets nearby for it to actually benefit from. Then we're going to have to settle this and see what this planet's actually going to be good for. Finally, we have met somebody else, and it happens to be the Zolotzi. Let's go ahead and say hello to the Zolotzi. Now, we have lots of bonuses to diplomacy, so war shouldn't be a problem. That's a lot of manufacturing. Let's go ahead and pick that up for a while. But let's check in. Of course, we are so far behind the AI here. It's incredible. That's fine. They're happy with us. We could even speak to them and trade with them. I don't think we're going to offer them open borders. I don't think we will. As the Zolotzi bomber kind of makes me think that our gate is somewhere over here, our slipstream, which is good because if it is, we'll be able to fortify it easily and keep this sector all for ourselves. But we're going to start seeing masses of colony ships probably coming through. We'll have to keep an eye on it. I wish I could actually get... Maybe we should have gone for subspace streaming. We still have 2 constructors and we do have access to this Prometheon over here. And Prometheon is so useful for us and we're going to need so much of it that we might as well start mining it out now. We're going to send out a constructor to pick that up. Cool. Our ship has landed on planet. He will get repaired. And let's see if we can find another world for us. Nothing over here, but a bit of Durantium. Let's check these. These should be within our reach to settle. So let's be smart. Let's actually queue you to go this way. All right, nothing on this star. Send you out over this way. We've identified at least 1 planet. Yes, we will get leaders. Don't you worry. There's a potential to do some trading with the AI for cash. That's possible. But I think now we need a leader. We have 10 Durantium. That's how fast we're making Durantium. That does mean that we're sort of going to drop the price of Durantium. Here's an all right leader, but he doesn't have great loyalty. But he has statistics that aren't in the negative or zeros, so that's good. You're also potential. No sense of smell. 9 months until he leaves. We don't care about him. He's terrible. I think we go for this. 238. Let's sell off some stuff. Sell off some stuff. Sell, sell, sell. Let's finally buy up another leader. He's not amazing. And we're going to make him the governor of Zergonmon. Is probably the planet we want. Alberio. It is bigger, but it is bombarded, which means there's a lot of pollution on this planet. We were going to make this possibly into our wealth world, I think. That was the play. And we could really use a wealth world this game. But Zergonmon has the potential to be better at production, plus has the support of these planets. That requires extreme colonization. It's a class 2 poor. Why? Acid lakes and storms. Well, I guess that makes sense. All right, settle this. It's a pretty big decision that we have right here. Zergonmon for possibly better production world. Possibly. But you know what? You don't need a lot of space to make wealth worlds work. And there are a lot of asteroids and stuff here. So Alberio, I think, is the one we're going to go with. Let's go ahead and assign our governor. Boom. That'll be that mission completed as well. Let's have a look at this planet. What do we get? +2 to manufacturing on our spice, which is good. A pretty decent spaceport. Decent spaceport there as well. Not a lot in the way of wealth tiles to make a decent wealth world. I actually think we do take the +1 to population cap, and the rest of our stuff will go around here at +2. Something like this. A spaceport there. Manufacturing, something like this. So I guess this is going to be another manufacturing facility. Governor has been assigned. The work has only just begun. 5 culture points and approval. You'll love it. That gets us another culture point where we're going to continue possibly down the route of pacifism. Peacekeeping is good. Starbase range +1 is nice. 2 relations for peacekeeping, and all leaders gain the peacemaker trait. That'll help keep people from going to war with us when we do something stupid. So let's go ahead and grab that. We can pressure scientists, and I think we will, but not right now. With our +1 range, we might be able to actually hit both of these. There's another Prometheon over here. Something maybe a little bit more exciting in the way of resources could be lurking. We're definitely getting quite a sprawling empire uncontested, and we want to maximize that. Hopefully we get something more over here. There's space doctrine for the enacted policy slot. Choose a new tech. It's gonna be interstellar cartography, gives us +1 moves, which is all right. Otherwise, we go for armed shuttles. Orbital manufacturing for the starport, I think, is probably where we want to go. I feel like leadership recruiting is also going to be important. Let's get hyperwave radio because we would also like to go up towards one of our cruiser hero ships, right? It's very important that you get some of your bigger ships. This cruiser, for example, or this guy here with an antimatter bomb could be a lot of fun to play around with. They're not the best warships I've ever seen, but I like the dude who can spawn a gunboat. For our next policy slot is probably going to be Genius Grants. All about that research here. It's the only way we get into this game. There's some supply ships coming out. Do we need them on Fen? Probably not immediately. We're going to send them over to Galtria to help develop that out. And on Fen, I think we're going to stay. We might go for colony ships. What's our growth looking like here? Population is not changing. There's not enough food. Well, I guess that does mean that we can get some more colony ships. People are not going to be happy that they're starving. Maybe we can allocate space for a farming operation or something. We'll see. All right, scout, find me more resources. There's a triple here for sure. More durantium. A class 28 precursor factory with hypersilicates. Say no more. We have found another great planet. That is huge. Those colony ships, one's going straight out over here. Beautiful stuff. All right, so you get redirected up this way. That means we are going to want another tech pod hive. We're thinking forward here. Let's buy a tech pod. We can sell off the durantium, the antimatter. We're going to have so much durantium income. It's not even going to be a problem. We got a decent amount of cash. Are there any good leaders? Definitely not. So what can we do with this money? We can buy up some more stuff that we want. Another tech pod. We are going to need a bunch of Prometheon. So I think we will buy at least 3 of those. Buying 3 was a mistake. But it's going to help us get up some of the stuff that we want. Our technological capital, for example. That's a +3 tech capital, but we could probably get it bigger if it was adjacent. And we want this to be adjacent to this. This gives adjacency of +3. So probably here is best, as this is going to become something. Here is also a really good spot. I think we jam it down right there. With 1 more Prometheon, we'll get this. This will give +2 adjacency. That can live somewhere there. This only gives +1. We can do like a line. Research, research, research. Let's just allocate all the space that we want for research, and we will deconstruct. So that's going to be a +10 Razars. That'll be a +7 tech capital. We could probably get that a little bit higher as well. A +8 or a +9 or something like that. Nah, I'm happy enough with that. No need to try to get any deeper. All right, hyperwave radio gets us another policy slot, which is great news. Xeno manufacturing will get us the durantium processor and leads on to fusion power plants. It's nice. Leadership recruiting allows us to invite leaders and another policy slot, so we're going to do that. There's Zolotsy on number 1 with the most populous civilization. You'd think that we, the Mimots, are, but no, it's the Zolotsy. But no, there's more Prometheon over here. Double Prometheon. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I think double Prometheon is way better. Anyway, let's get our constructor heading up somewhere here. We'll be able to get both Prometheon and a durantium at least. And maybe something else over here. For another policy slot, I think we want to put in... It might have to be Heart of the Empire. Population boom could be great for the extra approval, but the simple Heart of the Empire for extra income is fine. We can probably go up to medium taxes without any problems. So let's do that. We've got us a tiny flagship. We know that there's pirates somewhere down here. We'll send them off to survey these modules, as we don't have anyone surveying because our flagship here is on the repair. He's going to be on the repair for a long time. Repairs take a while, and we have just flown him straight into... a pirate fleet that he can't fight. Well, then be the strokes, folks. Do 1 damage. Show them you're not afraid. It was a good run. It was a good turn you had. They didn't even bother fighting us. They just blew us up with missiles. Nice. Our deep space orbital telescopes have intercepted a faint signal emanating from the void. The message, though fragmented, seems to be a plea or inquiry. Is anyone there? The only clue we can get from it is that it matches a radio signature of a species once called the Sline. Our message has been sent. Now we wait to see if our call into the darkness is met with friend, foe, or silence. We can ignore it. The depths of space remains undisturbed by our hand. The signal fades into the cosmic background unanswered. No, we're going to attempt to respond. We'll see what happens. Let's see indeed what happens. All right. Now, there may be some more resources sort of up this way. I'm reaching. There's our 2 new colonists heading on out. And on Fen, I think it's back to supply ships. takes a while to get these supply ships out. Now, one colony ship, I think, is definitely going to be going for this beautiful world over here. Class 28, amazing. 16 manufacturing, hypersilicates. So much good stuff on that planet. And our other colony ship, probably one of these worlds over here. There's still quite a lot. What sort of range do we have on our ship? Let's see. Not quite in range of anything else. Yeah, I think just picking up one of these worlds is fine. This, for example, has 3 minerals, 2 science, and 2 wealth. So we can grab that, no problem. There were some pesky pirates. Let's move out cautiously. That's probably a dead ship. Not gonna lie, it's probably dead. Now, we are pretty close to bankrupt, so we'll sell off just a couple stuff. I'd really want to buy another tech pod, but they're super expensive. Hypersilicate's not very expensive, and we will need more. Also, we'll probably need to relocate this home borough. It only gives +1 adjacency, but it does give +2 intelligence, and I'm wondering if that is species-wide or planet-wide. If it's only planet-wide, we will definitely want it to be on our science world, even though its population isn't great. So that's a thing we're going to need as well. Maybe a Kimberly's. Maybe there's a +1 adjacency to food and population. So there's, I definitely think, a housing district here, and I hesitate to put one here, but we might. That's definitely research. For the sake of it, we might put it down there. There's possibly a Kimberly's. If we can get 1 Monsatium, maybe a Kimberly's here instead. We'll decide. That'll fix our food issues as well. And there might even be an agriculture district in this little corner. We'll see. We're kind of playing it by ear. 21 turns on Khazar's mainframe, but we've got our supply ships inbound. That's going to cut things down considerably. There it is. There's leadership recruiting for the governor's manor. Tax exemptions, MACT enacted policy slots. We would probably go for something like economic development if we want to go for a wealth world. We should probably get armed shuttles, but especially if we're going for a swarmy build eventually. And I think it's almost time that we start heading off in that direction. Let's get armed shuttles. For another policy slot, we will go for, well, we can't export food. Population boom, we don't need. Probably starship specifications. Although population boom is pretty good. We're gonna have to drop back down to normal taxes, I think. Maybe we do export food. We lose a lot of food in the short term, but believe it or not, we will fix those problems. Now, these guys have a movement of 5. We have a movement of 8. So here should be fine, and we will get to our destination safely. We are finally able to invite leaders, so maybe we'll actually be able to find some decent leaders. But we're going to hold off on that for now. We still have minister positions to fill out. Oh my god. I don't think we're going to get more than a +5. And we were checking whether or not our people here actually get the benefit. I don't think they do. They do not. So we only get the benefit of this on the planet that it's on. So I think it's time we relocate this. But once Khazar's and everything else is finished, because that's where all of our supplies are going, and we could really use that extra supply that it's giving us right here, right now. And that makes sense. There is a Monsatium deposit. We needed that for Kimberly's. Food and growth with good population. For 1 Monsatium, I think we will buy the 1 Monsatium. Fairly cheap. 1 snuggler colony for that extra approval. Excellent. I mean, it's a pretty chill situation we find ourselves in at the moment, and it's gonna be pretty chill right up until it's not. We've met the corporate sector. I'm not sure we're going to get along. All right, there's armed shuttles. Choose a new thing to research. I wouldn't mind getting up a starport. Let's go for orbital manufacturing. Our fighters will probably go in places that are not happiest. Unfortunately, everybody is pretty darn happy. I mean, unfortunately, fortunately, this planet is probably least happy. So let's go ahead and send our ships over to die to pirates. Now, we really want that food income, that food up and running, but we do have this food tile. There's Khazar's. It's almost finished. I think we hold out on the food situation. There's Zubenlig. whatever. He's going to supply Fen with some more resources. Nothing over here. We've actually got Hammer 3, a Class 32 Paradise World. That'll probably be one of our final settles. And that's it. Now I need you to get eyes on where this slip gate is. The corporate sector have grabbed a planet over here. It's a Class 2 poor, but it is a presence in my neighborhood. I don't love it. So, back on Fen, our home world, which is kind of being directed towards manufacturing. We could probably get this influence tile as well. Let's get this down, upgrade our manufacturing. I think this is going to be sort of a little bit of everything planet. I don't mind the extra influence, and the +1 control per month is going to be very useful. Are we going to need this tile for anything else? Probably not. You know, in fact, we actually wanted to move this, didn't we? And put it down like here for that +4. I think we lost out on Razar's lift as well. Somebody built that as we were building Razar's on this planet. I didn't get that notification, but it is one that the AI rushes, and I'm a little bit sad we didn't get it, but it's okay. I do wish there were more galactic wonders, let's call them, more galactic achievements, and that the AI put a little bit more of a higher priority on securing them, so you actually have to fight and plan out your build, and they were impactful enough to build your entire strategy around, you know? That's something that I really loved in Civilization 6, for example. But alright, at least we've gotten Khazar's mainframe, so that's good. It's going to be a +10 when it is finished. Do we want Kimberley's on this planet? We probably do. We probably do. And Kimberley's benefits most from agriculture, it looks like. So even though there's a +3 agriculture, there's probably a better Kimberley's up here if we wanted to, with maybe a better triangle. That's a +5 to housing. Something like this. A +7 Kimberley's. That's going to be a lot of extra food. It's going to give +3 to this population. I mean, Kimberley's by itself produces a lot of food. We don't need it to have massive adjacency, and I would prefer the housing, in all honesty. Then we probably won't need this. Okay, let's move Kimberley's somewhere up to the front. There's other things we're going to prioritize here. The Torian Academy, the planetary mainframe. But maybe we'll actually rush out Kimberley's. Doesn't take that long. All of our supply ships are going to be coming here anyway. A museum is opening to display about your life. They would like to know what you feel your greatest accomplishment has been. My greatest accomplishment is yet to come, I guess. Progressivism. Probably best. Let's pressure the scientist. Try to get through orbital manufacturing. This planet, I feel like, is going to be a really big deal. I just hope he gets there. This constructor is also going to be a really big deal. We want him to absolutely hit both of these Prometheons and the Durantium. And I think right there, oh, I don't know if we're going to get the... Right there is probably the spot, the sweet spot. We have to make sure we're keeping an eye on the diplomacy as well. Even though we have such huge bonuses to diplomacy and we're super far away from everybody, oh my god, there is a 9 stack of pirates over there. There's orbital manufacturing getting us the starport. That's a pretty big deal. We probably want the interstellar cabinet. Starship refits as well, because we need to get to a battle cruiser. But, you know, manufacturing for Durantium processors also quite good. There's a lot that we can do here. I think it's most important that we get... I think we're going to push really hard for some military here. So it's going to be Starship refits. Starship refits. Even though Prometheon is very expensive, I still think we need like 5. Now, we're going to get a lot of Prometheon production shortly, assuming our cruiser doesn't die to this. Let's see if this is the sweet spot. It is the sweet spot. And mining starbase. And mining starbase. There it is. First Prometheon mine. We'll get mining drones. We now need modules. So that's a problem. Maybe we can trade for modules. Let's have a look at diplomacy. People are still liking us. They don't love us, but they like us. What strategic resources? Let's say I want 1 module. I will offer you some Durantium. That moves the needle a little bit. What about antimatter? Not really. Cash. It's going to take a lot of cash to just get 1 module. I think we're going to have to find another way. These guys like us a little bit more, but they don't have modules. They have a ton of tech, though. Now, can we sneak our colony ship through? I've got a move of 5. We have a move of 8, which is good. Let's swing him around this way. Let's see where they go, and we'll base our play around what they do. At least we can outrun them. We can outmaneuver them. They're making a beeline for us. That was a heavy hit on the rockets. Let's try to juke them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have to stay out of their rocket range as well. We should be fine there. Hopefully. Trying to thread the needle here. Now, we probably want a couple more... Another colony ship for Hammer 3. That's an important one. And we still have these wheels to grab up. So possibly even more colony ships needed. Go ahead and queue up the colony ships. Look like they went over this way somewhere. So if we go this way, we should be fine. How do you have 5 moves? You had 8. Maybe because we started off in our territory or something. But that's a little bit more spooky. No, don't go that way. Go this way. Albiro shipyard is online, so get to work on that. Then it's gonna start chugging away at these. There's a great starport. I mean, it's a +5. That's a bit better. We're able to plant over on Galtria, this guy, and I think a +9 is good. Yeah, let's remove you, add you into the queue, pump you over here. I'm not too worried about these, like our position, because we've had so much space. These guys would like open borders, Durantium, and credits. They're going to give me an exploration treaty. That's a hard no, sir. I don't mind giving up all of this stuff, but you got to give me something for it. Something that I want. We can get emissaries, extra diplomacy, economic development. No. Yeah, no, you're not making any good deals. You're not asking, you're not offering anything that we want. There's 5 ships over here. How's our capital ship doing? He's up to 56. He might be able to take this fight and then be down for repairs forever again. We have to debark a scientist. Total loss, heavy casualties. All right, get back on the planet. Never mind. Yeah, we're going to need that food situation sorted. Kimberly's will sort that out, but Kimberly's is a way off. Kimberly's is a way off. How are we looking on the old approval? It could be better. It could be worse. No casualties. Total loss for them. They came and fought us on the planet. That's a big mistake, even though we were taking lots of losses before. No, he found us. How? He was over here, brother. I tell you. Oh, it's annoying. That's gonna delay us picking up Chasen. And we're gonna have to go over there and fight him. But anyway, at least our guy survived. Barely. Let's give him crew quarters for more HP. Let's run the supply ships over to Gatria. Wouldn't mind getting up to Interstellar Cabinet. That's a 7-turn build. We also, now that we have a bit of cash, we really should be trying to find some good leaders. And by good leaders, I just mean anybody who's cheapish and can serve as a minister and get us a little bit of a boost here and there. So let's fill out some of our minister positions. That'll at least make me feel a little bit better about where we are. Finally getting in some Prometheon, some antimatter down here. I'm just gonna have my probe run the border and see if he can find the entrance to our system. Would have been good if we could have secured it, but we have the murder shrimp in the game. Hello, murder shrimp. All right, they would like Durantium and an exploration treaty. They're offering us open borders, Illyrium, interstellar cartography, and modules. You have yourself a deal, sir. Resources for technology. I will take it. Plus the module is a big deal because then we can go over here and get this Prometheon Durantium online with tech pod hives. Love it. And I think we also have another pretty good starbase that is worthy of tech pods. Not the double Durantium. Maybe that one. Yeah, this one. Extra Durantium. If we buy up that tech pod, we could be good. Harmony crystals, I don't think we need. And unfortunately, the tech pods have cycled out. So we'll have to wait on that. They are the Mimots. It's the Terran Resistance. Hello, Terran Resistance. And we have met the Luxar Dominion. And we have met the Intwiri. All of that from the Exploration Treaty. These guys have done a lot more exploration, not a lot more, but a decent amount of exploration treaties. So already we're seeing 3 sectors. You're absolutely too cute to be real. How dare you? We are also adorable. It is the cricketers. Now we're starting to get in touch with all of the 25 other species that we have in this game. And the corporate sector are looking very strong. There's Starship refits. Let's choose a new research. Wow. And we do want battle cruisers. Absolutely we do. But Interstellar Cabinet is something that we need. So let's get Interstellar Cabinet. We have our 2 colony ships. Let's send out some of our scientists in the hope that they make it where they need to go this time around. This is just like nature. Okay, we have a very threatening shipyard over here. That's okay. We want Hammer 3 if we can. And we want this world. We're going to try again to get there. We have detected the signature of a precursor relic within the boundaries of your territory. Our interest is purely academic. They get influence, sure. Let's stay friendly. Back on Fen, it's all going to be about the supply ships for a while. We have freighters coming in. That's very nice, which is good. And I think this is a pretty good place to end the episode, having just seen a lot more of the wider galaxy that is probably even larger still. I like our position. We have one of the larger sectors, and we started off fairly isolated, but we are starting to get people coming through. For the moment, it is just mining operations, but they will eventually come through and start grabbing up planets. And we don't want there to be many planets left for them. They're also starting to suck up all of our artifacts, which I don't love. And the corporate have grabbed a planet over here. It's a class 2 poor. I'm not too concerned, but they are expanding quite quickly. So I think probably our first war is going to be against these guys pushing out in this direction. As long as we can lock down our sector early enough, we should be fine. In that respect, this antimatter starbase here would be really good. Getting down a couple of starbase, the mining starbase and a military starbase to help sort of secure this region might be a high priority for us. Let's hope that these guys actually interfere with the AI. But that's where we're going to end this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And we'll see you in the next one, guys. Thank you all. Bye-bye.